Those of us who enjoy the timeless tradition of alcoholic consumption know that a good cocktail is really good. The old-fashioned, the martini, the Negroni, the margarita. All classic cocktails that need no alterations. All classic cocktails that can be found on the show Bar Rescue. One of the most frustrating things that we as human beings do is try to take something that's perfect and make it better. That being said, if you put a margarita on your menu and you try to add watermelon to it, I will not be ordering that beverage. And if you try to take Jon Taffer out of Bar Rescue, you will lose millions of dollars. Unfortunately, that seems to be what's happening this season on Bar Rescue, where multiple episodes replace Jon with a celebrity guest. Yes, he does appear in other episodes, but even those have begun to lose their charm in a way that I can't yet properly describe. Today we're gonna be doing something we've never done before, and we'll be taking a look at 2 episodes, okay? Because if I'm going to shit talk, literally my favorite show on the entire planet, I better have evidence. All right, let's add the finishing touches. Half ounce, little poo-poo of that. On the rocks, there it goes into the glass. Boom. All right, folks, let's try it out. Bar Rescue, video 11. Here we go. Damn, it's really good when you follow a recipe.
Obviously, we need to start off with an episode that does contain Jon, because the most confusing part about all of this to me is that he's doing just fine in terms of his age and energy. Look, Jon's only 69 years old. You gonna tell me this guy isn't ripe as hell?
Now, Jon is heading to Jacksonville, Florida, to attempt to rescue Wildcat Records Bar and Grill.
We are determined to raise the bar and rise to the occasion.
So we have a bit of an interesting situation here. The original owner, Julian, opened the establishment as Bay Street Bar and Grill, but when his main job relocated him, he needed someone to take over his role.
Julian brought in a new partner, Kyle, to help run the bar.
Julian doesn't live here anymore, so I reached out to him and figured it'd be a good opportunity to help him out.
So Julian didn't just say, hey, Kyle, you know, I think you really get this place, man. I think you're gonna make it really big here. Take all my money. No. Let's be very clear about this. Kyle reached out and said, give me your bar. And obviously that strategy worked because he took over, remodeled, and renamed the establishment Wildcat Records Bar and Grill because apparently they also have a music studio upstairs. We never get to see that. But at this point in time, Jon's strategy on this show as a whole has just become abundantly clear to me. Okay, go to a fuck-ass location, destroy some lives, waste some money. Jacksonville, Florida is perfect for that.
Here we go, guys.
Here's a name for you. Wildcat Records Bar and Grill. So you'd think, okay, famous recording studio. I could see like a historic place having a cafe, right?
Yeah, that
would work, Chef.
All right, folks. Here comes issue number 1. Look at this shot. Please, no, go ahead. Take all the time you need, okay? Where the fuck are we supposed to be right now? Jonathan, the last I checked, your ass was supposed to be seated nicely in the heated seat of a Chevy Yukon. What the fuck is happening? Now, folks, here's the most haunting part. They actually want us to believe that this is a car. In fact, they want us to think that it's this car right here, this van. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, do you think we're stupid? That's the set of Hot Ones. The camera adds a few pounds, okay? Not 500 square feet. I understand this is reality TV, but come on, guys, let's get it together here, okay?
Moses, when you look at that little sign on the front of that place over the door, that little banner, would you ever go in there?
I wouldn't. It doesn't really say much to me.
What do you mean, man? It says it right there. Wildcat Records Bar and...
For the bar, Jon brings in Moses LeBoy. With over 20 years of experience, Moses has been the driving force behind the success of various high-end cocktail
Hey, man,
bars
can you
and
talk a little louder?
restaurants.
This is the loudest I have ever heard him. It literally sounds like they told him to yell. It's funny because if you go back through all the seasons of this show, you can hear over time the announcer get gradually louder and louder.
Last year, more than 5,000 failing bars nationwide closed their doors for good.
Moses embodies a deep passion for delivering outstanding hospitality experience.
For the kitchen today, John has brought in Chef Michael Ferraro. I sat for about 15 minutes trying to pick the right way to describe this guy, and I just kept coming back to adult third grader. Doesn't he look like he'd absolutely crush a game of kickball? He'd come back to home base all red and sweaty. I'm making it sound like it. I didn't go to school with dogs.
Why is he so better?
Huh?
Why are you not better?
I'm not better.
So, John, the guy that gets 20% of the net profits stepped away from that situation and pretty much crossed his hands.
It was a chance to make a friend and turn the customer over, and he blew it.
Immaculate miss, John. I love you, brother. Actually, that was the most non-friendly interaction I've ever seen. From moment one, she opened with, "Why are you so bitter?" What are you supposed to say? All right, here you go, man. I don't really like how you said that. I love you. So at a first glance, you wouldn't really think the bar looks that bad, but John brings up a great point. The name of the bar is Wildcat Records, yet aside from a stage that is dressed like a railroad station, maybe, there is absolutely no indication that this place has anything to do with spinning or recording a record.
Then the ultimate question, why is there a bathtub on the floor over there?
Not only is there a bathtub, but it's a filthy bathtub.
And what does a bathtub have to do with a recording studio? I don't understand this place. This makes no sense to me whatsoever.
John's undercovers for the night are literally local legends, which just feels so counterintuitive to me. But one of them is this guy, DJ Dr. Doom, and you gotta see this. John absolutely creams over this guy.
I got Tracy McKay and Kevin Bodie. Tracy McKay is DJ Dr. Doom. He's been on radio here since like 1996. He's a freaking legend. He knows bars, he knows this town really well.
And who's better than a DJ for a bar with a recording studio above it?
Show it to us once and I'd believe you. Like just one shot. Their experience is just about what you'd expect. You know, you got your overpoured drinks. The food is obviously bad. Yucky, yucky. Look at him spitting it out. Gross. Usually something so unacceptable and despicable has to happen for John to hop into action.
Russell, let's stop this.
They're beating the hell out of each other.
She's hitting her.
Stop! What are you doing?
But the stakes this evening could not be lower.
You know, guys, I've seen enough.
Not only do we have an incompetent manager who I haven't seen do anything all night.
When a customer spits up the food, isn't that the end of the story?
I think so.
I'm gonna go to work, guys. I gotta hold somebody accountable in that place.
Oh, someone's gonna be hearing from me. Excuse me, sweetheart. Thank you. Someone's gonna be held accountable. This feels off for Bar Rescue, and I don't know. I think John has started to realize that in a lot of moments this season. It's understandable, right? I mean, this show's been running for over 10 years now, and I feel like every show that runs for this long gets to a point where they start harping on their popular tropes. Bar Rescue is at an interesting point in its existence right now, though, because while it's been around for over a decade, its popularity in the past 2 years has skyrocketed, most likely due to its success on social media. That's a lot of pressure for a long-running show, so re-employing viral tactics isn't very surprising, but it does become pretty distracting when John just gets riled up out of nowhere for like absolutely no reason.
What the hell is this place? I walked past license plates.
Right.
A surfboard. A horse upside
That shit
down.
is so cool.
Empty beer cans. What is this place? Explain it to me.
It's an aesthetic of me, because this is part of my place too.
It's aesthetic of you.
Yep.
I think you're an idiot. This
Okay,
place is a
all right.
conceptual-
John's overall complaints here are about the concept, which sucks for Kyle because that's all he cares about. And when DJ Dr. Doom confirms that the food does indeed taste like shit, Kyle gets super defensive about this one menu item called the taco dog.
Do you understand that a concept has to be something? It has to have quality food and beverage. DJ, how is that food? Terrible. How is the drink? Terrible.
Terrible. I don't see a taco dog over there. If he had a taco dog, he wouldn't be saying that. He has a taco dog.
He is a narcissistic
I'm not a
asshole, isn't he?
narcissist. What do you expect me to
Hey,
say?
come on, we're talking about the taco dog right now. How we get from taco dog to narcissist, right? Right, guys? Folks, that's called gaslighting. Yeah, okay, I know your type. All right, I used to be a Robin Hood investor as well, but then I grew up. And I started using Moomoo, the sponsor for today's video. Moomoo is a free investing app where you can trade stocks, ETFs, and options. There are $0 commissions and $0 contract fees for stock and ETF options, plus access to an insane amount of data and news to help you become a better investor. But let's talk features, folks. That's what we're here for. Features. Moomoo is a great place to trade options with detailed analysis, unusual options activity, customizable option chains, zero contract fees for stock options, and low contract fee index options. Paper trading is a stock trading simulation with thousands of other users where you can practice investing in the real market without real money, which is a really cool tool for new investors. Top it all off with an intuitive, customizable desktop platform with a brand new drag and drop algorithmic trading feature, and you've got motion, baby! Moomoo is also giving new users 8.1% APY interest on your uninvested cash for a limited time while you plan your first trade. Plus, if you're already a trader and want to graduate to a more sophisticated platform, transfer your portfolio to Moomoo and earn up to $300 in cash rewards. Head to joinmoomoo.com/AndyKing or click the link in the description to get started with your investment journey today with up to 15 free stocks when making a qualified deposit. So yeah, Kyle's pretty quick to defend the place, including the nasty kitchen.
You really have no right to take his money. I'm taking his money?
You're losing his money.
I am not losing his money.
How much you losing a month, Julian?
Hey, we're losing $8,000.
$8,000 a month, and you won't even clean a stove. You piece of shit. That's not my job.
For context, we're dealing with a current $300,000 of debt, and Julian is losing $8,000 a month to Kyle's shenanigans. This situation is actually pretty sad because the place was incredibly successful before Kyle took over. The obvious solution here would be to just flip the place back to how it was, but something seems to be stopping them. I mean, once again, Kyle was the one that reached out seeking the opportunity, so I can imagine that this realization is pretty tough to stomach, you know? That it's all your fault. It probably sucks to have a national television episode centered around your lack of skills and taste, but then again, you pretty much just defended everything in the room. So, here we are.
How can you call yourself successful in any shape or form? The place is a shithole. No matter what the you say, I don't give a shit about. I don't give a shit what he's saying.
You don't give a what anyone says.
All right. That's your problem.
So, obviously, this is going to call for a John Stormout moment, wrapping up night one, and I have to say, so far, I'm enjoying myself. The stakes were a little confusing at first, but, you know, we got there. We got there. We got there. However, everything past this point feels odd, and I say that because it's productive. Now, why is this a bad thing? Technically, it's not. I mean, saving a bar is the goal of the show. But you know that that's not all that we're here for. This is bar rescue. We're not supposed to be saving lives. We're supposed to be shaking them up. And then, maybe we save
Kyle was yelling back.
Kyle was heated.
Speak of the devil, trouble in
Hey, buddy.
How was last night for you, buddy?
Crazy. When Jon Taffer came in, I was feeling cornered. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this place, so I let the pride get the best of me and caused my reaction.
Yeah, okay, they just made him look like the most likable guy on the planet. And the craziest part is that they all really like each other. In fact, they talk about the fact that they were shocked to see Kyle acting that way last night.
Yeah, I hope he accepts my apology.
I've never seen you yell before, so this is like a first for me. That's
only
what I
ever
said.
seen
I'm
me
like,
yell
I've
like
never
that.
seen this person before.
This actually leads into a moment that I criticized at the beginning of my last bar rescue video where Kyle just apologizes and then they super dramatically shake hands.
I just want to apologize for reacting the way I did. Thank you, sir.
He's a good guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's great, guy.
This moment signifies a major shift in the episode's tone, from classic brawl fest to uplifting documentary, kind of. They have an absolutely fantastic time learning how to make a daiquiri, and then they work with Michael. Michael teaches them how to make a smash burger. Let's take a look here. Look, he's making it. Okay, almost there. Pause. Okay. You gonna melt the rest of that cheese, brother? I look at this burger and I think, well, it looks half decent. I genuinely have 100% faith that I could make a better one myself. And I am not one to gloat about things. I also happen to be very particular about smash burgers, so I'm going to tell you what I think, okay? This has too much sauce, okay? Way too much cheese, and then when you fix that, you end up having a bit too much bun. Guys, overall, it's really throwing me off. However, I would eat this. This one's getting a 4 out of 10 for me.
So how about I show you a good smash burger? You know, one that I have a lot, one that I think is pretty textbook, one that I think is delicious. So here it is. Guys, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to stand here and do this burger review. Y'all are about to be the first people on the planet to watch a guy review a smash burger in his shower. So let me just show you what we should be looking at here, folks. We're looking at a potato bun, one of the thinnest little patties you've ever seen. I will dissect so that we can see underneath. We have the burger sauce, we have the pickles, and we have the cheese on top. Guys, it really doesn't get more complicated than this. Also, are we seeing the size of this burger? Like, this is... okay, I'm gonna stop BSing, and I'm gonna take a bite. Oh, one more thing. I eat this burger all the time. I love this burger. This is like my 10 out of 10 burger in the whole city. It's from 7th Street Burger, by the way. 7th Street Burger. I'm gonna be rating it on a scale of 1 to 10, but like based on it compared to other burgers I've had. Does that make sense? Okay, folks, here we go. Down the hatch. You've never seen, here we go. I mean, guys, they say that you should eat a burger, and they say that you should eat it again. All of the ratios are just, I mean, absolutely perfect. This is a textbook burger, folks. Now, believe it or not, I've seen this meat thinner. You wouldn't believe me, but I've seen it thinner. I mean, it's good. I'm hungry. Oh, fuck, it's such a good burger. Guys, I mean, come on. Do I even have to be putting this any lower than 10? Let's give it an 8 today. Let's give it a 9. Michael clearly has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. You see the guy put mushrooms on there? What the fuck was that about? He just tried to slide those in like we wouldn't notice. No mushrooms here, baby. I'm gonna go enjoy my actual lunch now. And you guys are gonna enjoy the rest of the video. So bye-bye. Burger. Shout out 7th Street Burger. Give me free burgers.
The show would have you believe that the stress test goes poorly, but even with its intentional and manipulative storytelling, it's pretty plain to see that, yeah, it didn't go great, but it wasn't that bad. I also get the idea that Jon isn't a very big fan of Michael based on this interaction that they have in the kitchen where Jon just ignores him for no reason.
How we doing on food?
Food looks good, but we are right on the edge of make or break. We'll see.
Other than the occasional heated moment between staff members, which, as I understand it, is pretty normal in the service industry on a packed night, this is the calmest disaster I've ever witnessed. This is not my show, man. This just isn't feeling the same.
Guys, here it is. The white towel. This is a complete failure. Do you agree, Kyle?
Yes, I do.
So what do we do?
Shut it down.
He doesn't give a shit. Hey, man, you want to say the line tonight? Go ahead. So Jon literally makes Kyle wear the L and packs things up for the night because tomorrow they have to learn how to make a drink that actually looks incredible. I'd crush 3 of those in one sitting for sure. After that, Jon and Julia need to sit down for a conversation with Kyle where they basically say, hey, we're gonna put someone else in your position and change everything you've done. And that's pretty fucking insane. So I don't know how he's about to react, but I don't know. I feel like we're finally about to get a crazy moment here.
What do you think? Think it's a good idea?
All right.
Just fight! But it's not just a sucker punch, guys, okay? It is a full 1-2. You have to see how he remodels this place.
You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, he switched it back. You're a real big piece of shit, man. You know that? I'll say it. I think that Jon was super unfair in this episode. And I truly believe that the reason he did it was to have enough fiery moments to keep people hooked for the first half of the episode. A lot of the events just didn't feel warranted. For example, earlier in the night during the stress test, Jasmine, one of the waitresses, who, by the way, was the one who was promoted to manager, made a single error and got absolutely reamed out by Michael.
Wait, so those need to be remade?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't know where this one goes.
Oh my God. So you need 3 more burgers?
Yes, please.
Are you kidding me? What about this? This is dying over here too.
Meanwhile, Jon was praising her and endorsing her for manager to Julian. You know what? Don't listen to him, Jasmine. We don't even like Michael. He smells. Yeah, we were talking about how he smells like burgers all the time. The episode was just okay. In terms of episodes that Jon has appeared in so far, I feel like this sums them up to an extent. In all fairness, the season is still going, so, hopefully we'll get some more good moments out of it. All right, now let's talk about the dumbest thing that this show has ever done. That being removing Jon from the equation. I don't care what you say, Bar Rescue in its most perfect state cannot be achieved without Jon Taffer. That being said, there is only one celebrity guest host that I've been able to enjoy this season, and that is, of course, my glorious king, Phil Wills. Longtime viewers will know that any episode of Bar Rescue that features Phil Wills is bound to be an instant classic, because the guy is such a goddamn freak. Phil has actually had the most guest hosting slots on the season so far. No surprises there, but today we're following him to Houston, Texas, baby.
Now, Jon's team is heading to Houston, Texas to attempt to rescue Uncle Albert's pub.
We are determined to raise the bar and rise to the occasion.
Now, this episode frustrates me because this is the type of bar where Jon needs to be. This guy, Les, is an investor with no bar experience other than his addiction to Long Island iced teas.
I feel like I need a Long Island tea.
Uncle Albert's has fallen victim to the classic slacker husband, burden wife to ownership dynamic, but the wife, Rebecca, grew up in a family that owned a bar. So luckily, this dynamic is somehow holding them together. Or at least it was, because Rebecca decided to take time away to enjoy her retirement. The place fell apart without her. She was forced to come back, and now she's miserable. Let's move on.
Danny is no doubt an intimidating force, but he's also hell-bent on creating second chances to those in need.
Uncle Albert's, it kind of sounds like a cartoon show. Hey, kids, it's Uncle Albert.
Wow. Yeah. No, man. Just as a heads up, I'd like to let you guys know that other than his ownership of Trejo's Tacos, he is pretty much useless to the episode, and it's hilarious. I almost feel like they gave him a script. The food expert for the episode is Tatiana Rosana. Her food looks good. That's all I can really say. Hold on one second. That's new. Yeah, I'll tell you what though, this cannot, this can't be happening every single episode, okay? Every episode, talking about myself, like I'm a TV show. Hello?
Why did you do that?
Excuse me?
Tatiana, you said her food looked good. You didn't say anything else.
Okay, well that wasn't part of the agreement.
Look, can you just say, that she combines unique ingredients to create elegant flavors? Please, no, don't do anything.
I'm hanging up.
They're about $123,000 in debt right now.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of change.
Yeah.
Love you, Les.
Love you too, man.
He just took a shot. You know, at Trejo Tacos, nobody drinks on the job.
No.
Nobody. It's that simple. You'd be fired.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are successful, and that's why he is not.
Yeah.
That would never happen at Trejo's Tacos. Thank you,
Never.
Danny. That's very kind.
Never.
Danny.
Never.
Danny. They're like, yup, that's right, Danny. That's why you're a winner, buddy. The manager, Rael, has just recently been promoted to manager after 15 years of service, but apparently he still sucks at it. And we have a bunch of other bartenders, all who don't know what the hell they're doing. The undercovers are literally just local reporters, so, I mean, guys, we're really missing the point of Recon here. I mean, should we just change the concept altogether? Speaking of Recon, here's solid proof that we're meant to believe that they're inside a van right now. Why the fuck do you hate us, Paramount?
The manager doesn't know what he's doing. Rebecca's running around trying to operate and manage and train while she's on the fly. Meanwhile, Les, he doesn't give two shits about it because he's just sitting there hanging out having a good time. Yep. I'll tell you what, I've seen enough. I think it's time for us to go in there right now, Danny. What do you say?
Let's go and kick some ass.
Let's do it.
Okay, Danny.
Got it.
Great delivery. Let's give it one more take. But hold on, Phil Wills. Where's this "I've seen enough" and springing into action coming from? Who do you think you are, Jon Taffer? Okay, no, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. I know you're about to shoot me. It always happens. Please, I just like don't want to get shot today. That would be really nice. Oh, see, thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, see, I like that you're always... Phil and Danny head inside to scope things out, and I can't stress this enough. They are so chill. They could not be calmer. But for some reason, Les thinks they're bullying Rebecca, so he steps in.
There's no reason to yell at her. You want to yell at somebody, yell at me.
No, nobody's yelling.
Don't attack her, please.
No, baby, stop.
Whoa. Time out.
Okay.
My name is Phil.
My name is Les.
Okay. So
I don't know you. You come in my bar and start yelling at my wife.
You're the one that they call Long Island Les.
Danny, for Christ's sake, can you take a knee? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? The guy is just in the way. It really feels like Phil is using these episodes as a way to exercise his inner John, you know? Like, take a look at this.
this is what professionals do when they're passionate about a business. They have
Yell at
conversations.
each other?
Were we yelling?
Look.
Were we yelling? This is yelling. This is me yelling.
I can yell too.
Good.
We can all
Show some passion.
It's like an alternate universe version of John. This feels like an alternate universe version of Bar Rescue, except in this universe, it's an undercover buddy cop show.
This is where all of your money is going because you can't make rational decisions on anything that you do.
It's all my fault.
Oh, that's productive.
You're being a dick.
Danny. The better half of the first 20 minutes of this episode revolve around Les's idea that Phil and Danny are disrespecting his wife, yet no matter how much all three of them assure him otherwise, he just can't wrap his head around it.
We need an apology from you.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. How about that?
Not how about that. How about you?
If you don't believe it, that's fine too.
Look at yourself. Let's apologize.
Be sincere about it. I want you to come out on the other side a better person, okay?
Let's apologize.
Look, they have to cut to a commercial for an apology. Spoiler, he does apologize, and then we get to meet our expert bartender for the episode, Carlos Ruiz, who the show claims has spent nearly 2 decades in the New York nightlife scene.
Carlos is a multi-award-winning mixologist and a hospitality industry consultant. Carlos has spent nearly 2 decades in the New York nightlife scene.
But doesn't this guy look like he could be 20? Like, easily? Let me look this up real quick. Let's see. Wow, looks like he's in his 30s. Okay, I guess I can see that. I'm wasting time here. The drink they learn how to make is inconceivably mid. Sorry, I wrote that. I just think that's a little bit too harsh. I think I was just getting excited because Tatiana makes this chicken sandwich that looks so fucking good. Guys, 2 things I love: smash burger, fried chicken sandwich.
We'll take this over to our fryer. For this dish, we're gonna start with a base of pickles, and then we have some house-made slaw here. Fried chicken, hot out of the fryer, and then we have ranch seasoning, and that is a Texas ranch fried chicken sandwich.
The only major problem I have with her sandwich that takes many points off of it for me is that she's serving it with no sauce. That's like serving someone buns filled with sand. You guys gotta hear what Rebecca says when she tries it, though. This is crazy.
It's got a lot of flavor in the batter, which is terrific, and I'm a big fan of coleslaw. It's probably 3 or 4 steps above what we were serving.
3 or 4 steps? Yeah, I didn't show this, but one of the decoys earlier ordered a chicken sandwich, and it was literally frozen in the middle. I would say the fact that this is fresh chicken alone puts it 15,000 steps ahead of your chicken sandwich. Okay, 10,000, no sauce. Now let's cover the stress test. Obviously, John is not there, but Phil is just crazy enough to bring an embarrassment ritual of his very own.
3/4. What's the count on that? 3/4 passion fruit? Half an ounce. On passion fruit? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do it again. Yikes. Hey guys, listen up. All the drinks that we make wrong tonight, we're gonna dump in this bucket, okay? So if you taste your drink and it doesn't taste good, you send it right back. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
I don't know about you guys, but I would abuse the shit out of that thing. I mean, right? Because you think about it, you could drink half of your drink, pour it in, you have half of a drink, and I'm assuming that if you don't like your drink, you get a free one, right? Isn't that? This is a very messy stress test, which usually would be entertaining, but there's just too much lack of a personality going on in this episode to pull it off. Phil is pulling the weight here because Danny is in Dannyland. He's checking the script. The people he brought in, though, just don't give a whole lot, though. You know, they don't have that star quality. Simply put, I just don't care nearly as much as I usually do. Towards the end of the episode, as they discuss the rebuild of the bar, Jon actually does call in to give some thoughts, and they end up naming it Big W Cattle Company. I would not go there. All right, guys, I'm torn. I don't know how to feel. And I know I structured this a little bit differently. I know we didn't spend as much time on either of the episodes, but I wanted to get an all-around look at just 2 good examples of how this season is looking so far. Let's rant for a second here. Is the show starting to lack some much-needed natural momentum? Yes. Is it still working? Yes. There have been a few good ones in there. They're mainly Jon episodes, let's be real, but it's just something about the vibe of this season that's not feeling the same as it used to. I spoke a couple seconds ago about how Phil brought in some people who just didn't bring a lot of personality to the table. You know, they didn't have star quality. And it's funny because that's one of the last things that I wrote in this script, but it's a really interesting thing to think about because I don't know if it's so much that the people themselves didn't have star quality. I just don't know if Phil Wills has the ability to bring that quality out of them. That is something that I think Jon has and does very well. He has this ability to bring the most out of someone's personality. When you build a show like this that builds such a special community, and most of that community is built around the person who runs the show, you're taking a huge leap by trying to manipulate that. Even the simple fact that every episode doesn't contain Jon is throwing me off this season. I don't know why, I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys will agree with me on that. I think that Bar Rescue can still pull themselves out of the mud. Like I said, the season is still going, okay? We still have a lot more to see. And like I said before, I have seen some decent stuff in this season. It's still been a good time. Folks, obviously, I love you so much, and I would hope that you would like and comment and subscribe, and really, today in the comments, I would like to hear your honest thoughts about this video. This video is going to be very polarizing, but I kind of want it to be. This is like polarizing for myself. I didn't want to make a video semi-hating on my favorite show on television. Why does that make sense? Folks, I gotta say it. That's all I have for you this time. But until next time. Okay, I had a different until next time before. But guys, like literally, when was this posted? Maybe 30 minutes ago? 3 hours ago, my bad. I wanted to take a moment to address some of the questions and concerns I've been hearing from many of you. Yes, you've noticed that I'm not hosting every episode of Bar Rescue this season. I guess he's just letting people know that he's in good health. I wasn't worried about that.